All right. How's everybody doing? 20 people in here before I even started the stream. That's magic. All right, all right. I hope y'all have got a beer. I do. Step two. Does anybody watching not know what step two is? I got a lot of new subscribers lately, so if you haven't been watching for a while, you probably might not know what that is. That's actually not my phrase. That's Steve Wallace. A lot of people that watch me watch Steve Wallace. I wished all the people that watch me or watch Steve Wallace watch me also. That would be nice. I think he's got like 2 million subs. Anyway, Steve Wallace, if you don't know, is how do you describe that? The god of stealth camping. And I've kind of recently put a stealth camping emphasis on a lot of my adventures, just because it's I mean, I've been doing stealth camping forever, longer than Steve Wallace has. I just haven't been focused on it because I started realizing like people really enjoy this whole stealth camping thing. What's up, everybody? Oh, there's Josh, Charlie, Edmund, Luke at work, as usual. Yeah. Lone wolves. That's the end, right? I guess. Could never tell you guys apart. I don't have anything really planned. I've got a small outline. Let me see if I can get you my outline in here. Let me see. Window capture. Let's see if we can do this. Window capture. Oh, looky here. Watch this. Let me make sure it's the right window. It's not going to be the right window. Let me fix this real quick. I'm trying to be a better producer. It's hard. It's hard to manage. Manage all this stuff, and yeah, there we go. That will do it. Check this out. Y'all ready for this? Uh-oh, here it comes. Let's do this. Oh, let's see if we can resize the window. How the heck? Window capture. I'm gonna have to resize this window. I should really be doing this some other time, practicing with this stuff. Yeah, that's the only thing I've got I want to talk about. I like having something to talk about, so I'm not just wandering around. What you sipping on, Don? It's a cold beer. What is this? Natty Light, because this is the only thing they had at the store. They had a cooler full of Bud Light, which I don't drink anymore, and Natty Light. It was just the Dollar General, so. But I have beer, and it's delicious, believe it or not. Smells funny. What are you guys up to? Where's everybody at? I've got so many. Yeah, hop along. Thanks, Hoagie. That describes me pretty well. Yeah, where's everybody from? I know where a lot of folks are from. Folks have been watching me for a while, but yeah, I'm really curious because I'm getting comments from all over the globe. Not that unusual, because occasionally I'll have people from, other parts of the world. But lately I've had people from Europe, a lot of Europe lately. And of course Australia is always in the house. Moto subscribed after watching your crash journey. Inspired me to invest in proper rated gear and ditch the normal jeans. That is good to hear. So that's probably one of the things I want to talk about today. Is I'm really curious about some of the reactions. I know a lot of people don't comment on videos, but a lot of people become very active in the live stream. So I do want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear. I've got a lot of questions for the people that have watched the Crash series. Let me catch up on some of these comments here. Sharing the story. The classic, man. I love those the retro looking in Royal Enfields. I really dig those bikes. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if you don't know what you're looking at. It's hard to tell those bikes weren't made in the 50s. I think those are cool. I just started watching another guy. I'm not sure where he's from, but I think he's riding around Eastern Europe now, and I think he's on a classic. I can't remember the guy's name. He just got fired from his job. That's one of the last videos I watched. Anyway, he does a bunch of adventures, apparently in Europe, but yeah, inspiration. It's really great to hear that I'm inspiring people. That's one of my questions today is I want to know how many people have rethought their gear choices and riding and all that stuff. You're handling the loss of your foot so well, and I wish you the best of your recovery and getting back on two wheels. Thanks from the UK. Thank you, Finley. Nasty light. Yeah. Would you prefer Bud Light, David? That's my question. Cheers. Hey, Scott. Cheers. Thanks, man. AW Brewery. I'm in Hawaii. Our boat is here till tomorrow. Oh, very cool, man. Hawaii. That's a great. Well, yeah, I guess you're you're on Oahu, Pearl Harbor, right? You're docked in Pearl Harbor. Do you get to go see anything? Really curious about Hawaii. You know, I lived there for almost a year. It's a wonderful place to explore. I'm not sure that I want to live there. I'm not sure I really, the government, the prices, everything's kind of blue bug Atlanta. You're right next door, dude. Pahrump, Nevada, in the house. What's up, man? I've kind of badmouthed Pahrump in the past because it's a tiny little casino town, and I'm sure there's something great about Pahrump. I just never stuck around long enough to find out. I think I overnighted in a casino a couple nights, and I went into one of the casinos and ate dinner. Golly, it was like, ugh, it's like bad hospital food almost. Josh, what's up, Michigan? Phone shopping and bike shopping. Willie Billy, Southern Ohio in the house. Columbia, California, of course. One of my favorite towns that I've never visited, Columbia, California. Monterrey, Mexico, very cool. Florida Panhandle. So, Panama City, or my favorite little town, Ebro. Nobody knows where that is. You got all those springs up there in the Panhandle. Pretty cool spots. Very country, which I like. Born and raised in Australia, but just medically retired from the U.S. Navy in Northern Virginia. Very cool, man. So, born and raised in Australia. So did you join the Navy to get citizenship? I think that's a shortcut, or at least it used to be. All the guys that I've known from other countries that came over to get their citizenship through service, man, that's a hell of a way. I think it's faster too. I think you can do what, 4 or 6 years instead of the 16, 18. San Antonio, what's up, Rodney? BFE, Oklahoma. Everything outside of Tulsa is BFE, isn't it? Oklahoma. Just rode through Oklahoma last year. That was pretty cool. Riding the dirt, Oklahoma. The eastern section of Oklahoma was very nice. Medically retired from the Navy. What was your rate? Iowa. Hell yeah. Buckeyes. Not too far away from Talladega. Really? Huh. So are you in Alabama or are you in Georgia? BC, Canada. What's up, Chris? Oh, I'm trying to keep up with the chats, but they keep scrolling on me. Uh, Hearts, Hearts Content, Newfoundland. I've never heard of that, but I don't know that much about Newfoundland. It's one of the places I want to go. It's my boy Jim from up there. Do you know Jim? Tyler? I'm guessing you do. Jeans last 3/10 of a second at 60 miles an hour. I rethought jeans a while back. I have ridden with jeans. I would say most of my life I have been in jeans. I have been caught in shorts. I've been caught in flip flops. So I have sinned. I have sinned greatly most of my life. I have ridden without helmets, gloves. I have ridden naked across the salt flats, naked with flip flops on. So I have really sinned. And in fact, ever since then, ever since riding across the salt flats naked, ever since I did that, including that day, I was like, man, what if I came off here? I would not only lose my skin and maybe my life, but I would get salt in all those wounds. Just makes me cringe thinking about it. Well, I'm going to try to maintain my laissez-faire attitude. I want to talk about gear, but I don't want to be pushy because I've always hated the guys that did that. You know, blah blah blah. You got to wear gear. What's wrong with you? You're stupid. And I've never want to do that. I never want to do that. But I do want to talk about it. I want to bring up awareness, and I think I've got a pretty good podium now to be able to talk about that. Is it podium or pedestal? I hope you're going to get back onto wheels. Is that wheels with WHEELS? Too hot today for me to ride. Pensacola, yeah, cool, man. Been looking at your camping hammock. Which do you have? Oh, let's talk about hammocks real quick. Haven't even taken it out of the bag yet. Can anybody see that? So I have been using the same hammock for, golly, since 2007. I just recently switched couple of years ago to the Haven. Very comfortable, but I've had some bad experience along with a lot of friends, so I went back to the Blackbird. But it's worn out. I called the guy. Damn, I can't even think of the damn company name. Shit. This is my first beer. Anyway, I've been swimming in the Blackbird since 2007, and I've been talking about it. And I probably sold 1,000 of those damn things over the years. No commission, no respect, no nothing. I called the guy up. I actually got a tarp out of him last year because I made a really cool video about his tarp. And after bugging him for a few emails, he finally sent me one. Then I tried to bug him for a new hammock because, you know, I'm what do you call those guys? Not a representative, but I am a ambassador for his stuff. And he's just like, he hemmed and hawed, and I was like, okay. I've been really curious about the Hennessy. And I emailed those guys, like, yeah, you know, I got a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. Boom, in the mail. It came in while I was going on my adventure. I would have loved to have tried this thing. He also sent me a little, I'm not sure if this thing's going to be awesome or not. It's it's a little bit bulky for what I do, but I'm going to try it out anyway. Anyway, I'm real anxious to try that out, but it's really hard to set up a hammock with only one leg, so it's kind of on the back burner, but I'll be talking about that soon. Gotta go. Best of luck. See you, man. Cross City, Florida. What's up, partner? That sounds like somebody from Texas. What's up? I think you should put a D in there. Sacrifice that T for a D. Yes, your accident has made me more aware of my equipment and tie down procedures. Yeah, that's the thing. I've never really put that much thought into tie down and securing my load because I'm really good at it. This was the exception. Let me tell you, I don't know if I've told this story yet. Screaming kids. That's my brother's grandchild in there, losing her mind. So I can't remember the stuff that I've talked about in videos, but this in particular, normally when I load up in the morning, I've usually got some trash from the day before. I've opened a package to cook. In this case, I think I had a few beers, so I had a trash bag, and I can't remember what I ate, but I'm quite sure I had 2 or 3 beers in there. And usually this is what I do. I strap everything down the way I normally do, and then I got a couple of bungees that I throw the stuff that I'm going to dispose of within 5-10 miles. The problem this time, and I'm quite sure this is what happened, the problem this time is the I would say 15-20 miles that I needed to get to Paducah. For some reason I was thinking there was a dumpster right by the interstate, and I was just going to go pitch this in 2 or 3 miles away from camp, 5 miles away from camp, and that was what I thought. I thought I saw a dumpster on the way in. I was just going to toss my trash in the thing. But I think what happened is there was no dumpster, and I just got on the interstate. There was nothing in between me and the interstate, so got on the interstate. Flap, 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 flap. Trash is gone. Of course, I didn't get that on video because I really didn't shoot that much video with the handheld. So there was nothing flying off the bike. I don't know. I probably should go back and look to see when the trash bag flew out. So trash bag was gone because I'm doing 80 plus, and I almost never do. Well, I don't remember ever doing that because I'm almost always conscious of my trash. I don't want my trash blowing all over the road, but it will at that speed. So I just kind of, it's gone. Trash bag's gone, so that loosened up something. It may have unclipped one of my nylon straps. I don't know. I don't know, but it's made me think. Okay, what did I do wrong? Because the only thing that I know that I did wrong, besides not disposing of the trash sooner before I got on the interstate, is I may not have tucked one of those wires up into the, or cables up into the loop. I don't know. I was complacent and I paid the price. So anyway, what's up, Nashville? Jazz, American Hype Man. Actually got citizenship in boot camp. Oh, really? Wow. So I guess, yeah, you finished boot camp and they're like stamped because you got to be a citizen, right? I guess. I never really thought about that. Yeah, I served with, I was in the Army with 2 or 3 guys. One of them is this is really interesting. A guy from India. Very cool guy. But I think he was a captain or a major in the Indian Army. And he came over here and he's like, oh, yeah, you could be an enlisted guy, but yeah, I think he was probably here. Same reason. Very quick method to gain your citizenship. And I was in another guy, I can't remember. He was from a South American country, I can't remember. Didn't speak a word of English. I guess he just followed everybody else, you know. He did okay, even though he not a word of English. Really interesting. Enlisted because I wanted to support and defend the Constitution, but it was great to get my citizenship. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Welcome to America, my friend. Glad to have you. I wish more of our citizens would actually serve. I think that would make it a better country. Kind of like Israel. It's you have to serve, and I think they've got some options in Israel. You can serve in the military, or you can do something else for the government, but you're compelled to keep your citizenship that way. Mass communication specialist, 2nd class. Oh, so like a Social media communication, maybe. Hey, good to see you. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm moving around here. Naked with flip flops across the salt flat. Video proof. It's on there, man. Go look on my channel. Uh, Fastest naked man. I think that's. Hell, let me pull it up. Proof. I got your proof, brah. Let me find it. Since we're just having fun, we're just chit chatting, right? I've got a few things I want to talk about, but let's just chit chat. Yeah, that's my ex-wife. That was one of my proudest moments when I. She's like, "Can you get me a? Can you frame a picture of you riding your motorcycle naked across the salt flats?" She was so proud of me. Naked. Oh well. Let's try naked. If that's how you spell it. Well, salt flats. It's in here. I know it. It's in here. I just can't remember. Show all. Well, it's tricky. Okay, so there's. Let me do this one. Bear with me, y'all. I'll get to it here in a second. There we go. Uh-huh. How about that? It's coming. If I can skip a commercial. So let me find. I'm talking about the salt flats. So the story behind this is my first time to the salt flats back in 2011, and I was filthy. Got enough water at the service station before I came on. Well, maybe I should transition. There we go. Got some water at the service station. Oh, here we go. Who was that said proof? I got some funny stuff. Goes back a few years. Podium works. Well, thanks, Chris. Boondocks next to a lighthouse. Live in Ontario. Sorry, I haven't met Jim, but yeah. So I'm assuming Tyler, you're subscribed to him at least, right? You should subscribe to him. What is it? Old guy on a bike, I think is his channel. Live and kicking. Cheers. Croatia. There we go. That's my man from Croatia. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Eastern Europe lately, which is unusual. Lots of people from Europe, standard. Not too unusual, but Croatia, I think that's a new one. I don't think I've had anybody from Croatia. I love people telling me where they're from. I should start prodding people as, yeah, leave a comment, say, tell me where you're from. Especially if you're from outside of my country. Following your recovery from your favorite basement in Luther, Iowa. What's up, man? Do you think Air Vest are worth the investment? I can't answer that because I don't know what they cost, but I can tell you that I think they would have helped me because I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I had 2 broken ribs and 2 broken vertebrae. They were fractures on the process. Didn't cause me any. I don't feel anything, but they found it on the X-ray, so I'm thinking it could have been a lot worse. But I've been saying for years I bounce really good for some reason. I don't know. I'm almost 60 and I still bounce pretty good. But that leads me into the question above here. Let's see, how do I do that? This question right here. Lucky or unlucky? Am I lucky? Am I lucky? I lost my foot I've kind of been thinking about that a lot lately. Talk amongst yourself, and then I'll let you know what I think. Your story is the advocate for motocross boots all over Facebook. What does that mean, hippie? I'm not sure. I think I may know what you mean, but I'm not really sure. Can you? Your story is the advocate for motocross boots all over Facebook. Are you suggesting that that's what I should do, or are you saying that that's happening? Great job of staying off that awful guardrail, not going under the 18-wheeler. Phil, I agree. But the thing that I've been saying is I don't think lucky is the word, or even blessed. I think the word is, or the phrase should be, and this is kind of what I've been using, is it could have been much, much worse, and that's obvious. I could have been squished under that 18-wheeler. I could have bounced off of that and did pinball in between that and the cheese grater and the median. Met very few people who would not have benefited from basic training in a few. Oh, geez, Chris. Yeah, we could. That's a whole live stream. We could talk about that for hours. I got a nephew. Man, if he could have gone in, he would have been a different person, I think. I say service in the military makes better citizen. Yeah. Well, I've also been in the military with people that shouldn't have been in there. Um, they also have a program for rerouting youthful offenders into the military. Some of them are good fits, and some of them are just putting criminals in the military. So, gangbangers and stuff like that. I don't know that that's a good place for them. Like, don't dump your trash in what could be a wonderful institution. But then again, I think this current administration has dumped a bunch of their trash in there and put them in charge. Uh, 2 years ago, I had bungee break under similar to your circumstance, but fortunately, it only cost me a tent and a helmet. That's every time something's come loose on my bike. Yeah, it's cost me a little bit of money. I lost stuff, which is not a good thing to do while you're on a big adventure. Then you have to rely on Walmart or um, whatever hardware store that you have access to, or you may have to drive 2 hours to a big city to find something that'll work. So yeah, most of the time it's cost me a little bit of heartache. It's never cost me as much as this. But this was a weird situation, very weird. All right, sorry, I'm losing track of my my chat. I'm just getting over my motorcycle accident. Man, that's the shocking thing. I've had so many people commenting very similar accidents, or, I mean, personal experience. It doesn't surprise me that everybody knows somebody that's crashed and got hurt really bad on a motorcycle. It doesn't take much, man. You can hurt yourself 15 miles an hour in a parking lot. Which goes back to gear choices. Man, I've crashed so many times in the dirt that I should have been in the hospital, but gear saved my ass. And I've seen lots of people crash on the street 40, 50 miles an hour, tumble like me, get up. They may be sore. Golly, I'm always sore when I crash, but it's limbs and objects going different ways that you don't normally go, which is, I'm amazed that I ever crash and get back up and dust myself off. But ideally that's what should happen if you're wearing the right gear. Unless you hit something, you should be able to do that. If you have good gear, nobody hits you and you don't hit anything, sliding down the road should be inherently safer with good gear. And I learned that several years ago. Somebody was talking about the design of racetracks and how safety is designed into the racetrack, and they talked about a concept of runoff. And if you look at racetracks, especially motorcycles and a lot of cars the right racetracks have in the turns where you're most likely to come off or somebody's going to bump you off the road. They have lots of space in between the track and the next thing, so it's called runoff, and they build not sand traps, but gravel traps to keep you and your bike from hitting the next obstacle. And usually the runoff is, you know, many yards, 50 yards sometimes in the right corners to keep people that make mistakes and leave the track from stopping. Even the barriers, when you hit a barrier, you see cars that hit a barrier, it's like cardboard boxes. It's a slow absorption of energy instead of, anyway. If you watch enough MotoGP, you'll see people just sliding and tumbling. If they don't impact the ground hard and nobody runs over them, they don't hit another bike. Usually they get up. They get up and, throw shit. They take their gloves off and throw shit and, and they're walking off. If their motorcycle was not broken, they could get back on and, get back in the race. Hello from Barron County, Kentucky. I have no idea where that is. I know where Kentucky is, but I'm not sure where. I want to do some more riding in Kentucky, man. That was a lot of fun this last trip. Until Paducah. That was nasty. Thanks for sharing your outcome. Welcome, Wireman. You're welcome. Talk positive about Israel. Oh, absolutely. I'm a big pro-Israel guy. And if, just look at their history. You may not agree with what's going on now, but yeah, I am very pro-Israel. They were attacked, after all. I don't know if you remember that. Naked at the Salt Flats. I used to do really fun, crazy stuff. Post-accident bike gear review led me down the path of upgrading my biking boots, boot laces to iron lace. Wow, okay. Aramid fibers hold up in a better... Yeah, anything to protect your feet, man. People don't think about their feet. I got a buddy that... He's had two... I wouldn't even call either one of them bad crashes, but he had two crashes. One was in the dirt. His first one was in the street. His bike came over on his foot, really messed his toes up. And he just had a crash within the last year. Same foot, wearing good boots, and still fucked his feet up. But, what would his feet look like without the boots? I don't know. Lincoln, UK. Was telling my family your story at dinner today. I'm enjoying an IPA. Well, here's to you, Chris. I wish this was an IPA. It's just a Pilsner. Cheap Pilsner, but it's delicious. Incredibly lucky. So you agree with the lucky folks. Subscribe to Jim's old guy on a bike channel, but I think he has left the island on his summer trip. I sure hope so. He told me the other day, watching your stuff inspired him to finally tell his story. He did talk about his get off. It sounded like he fell asleep, which I think I've done that almost twice, and it just scared the hell out of me. It's like, how can you fall asleep on a bike? I almost did. You're really tired. You need to get off the damn bike. Subscribe. Wicked lucky. Exactly. The only metric for success is survival. Losing your leg definitely sucks, but you're not paralyzed or dead. Like I say, rather than lucky, I don't think I have luck. I think things could have been a lot worse. I guess I'm lucky that they weren't much worse. I just don't know how to say that. That sounds logical. I'm a logic guy, so when you start saying lucky, I go, yeah. Have you seen the scars? Have you seen my missing leg? It's kind of hard for me to say that. And I don't want to give anybody a hard time. It's just like, yeah, when I think about it, it just doesn't feel like luck. Get that wooden foot and get back after it. Yeah, I'm going to get a peg. I'm going to be a pirate. Yes, that's what's happening on Facebook. Every boot topic on the Dual Sport pages has your story as an example of why motocross boots are important. Well, that's the funny story. Well, maybe not so funny. I've got a great pair of Alpine Stars motocross boots in my bus, and I made the decision. I was like, man, I need to carry some work boots. I was going on an adventure, and then I was going up to a buddy's house to help him remodel his bathroom. And I was going to be on the floor, and I needed something to protect my feet on the floor, and it wasn't motocross boots. And I was like, yeah, I can wear the boots up there. Then I got to find a way to put those work boots. And I was just like, man, it'd just be easier. I'm not doing anything crazy, so that was my number one mistake. Is I probably would still have my foot had I worn appropriate gear. And I think the other issue is I'd never worn those boots on the Tiger, and I was afraid that was going to get in my way for shifting gears, and it was going to be uncomfortable, and I just talked myself out of it. And yeah, unluckily I talked myself out of it. Yeah, that's interesting to know. Every boot topic. Well, I'm the poster child for poor decisions now. I mean, I would rather be a poster child for something else. Back to the why, small dirt back you had, and continue stealth camping. Go back to the why. I'm not sure what that means. Best roads are small roads and dirt roads. Keep going. Oh yeah, no, I've got my eye on my next bike. I've already negotiated a price, but I got to get my leg first. So as soon as I get my leg and feel comfortable, just barely comfortable walking, I'm gonna go tackle the next step, which is getting a smaller, lighter, dirt-oriented bike for my adventures. If y'all watch the TAT series, you'll know what motorcycle I'm talking about. Pilsner beats IPA any day. I will die on this hill. Yeah, there's a lot of people like you, Pete. I understand. But, I can drink 12, 15 of these in one sitting. IPAs, I can drink 6 or 7. So if I want to, if I'm out in the sun, sitting on a beach all day long, it's going to be a light, easily drinkable Pilsner. I don't want to get drunk. I don't like drinking to that losing control. So I can drink a lot of these. I can't drink very many high gravity. But man, the flavor. I love IPAs. Still recovering from my motorcycle just like you. Mine could have been a lot worse. Still have both my legs, but they definitely aren't as good as they were. Yeah, and that's also the older we get, the more wear and tear we put on our body. I hope your recovery's going better than mine. Wouldn't call you lucky, but I'm glad you're still around. Man, I appreciate that. I am glad to be around. Had a dog with 3 legs, 1 eye, no tail. We named Lucky. I like that. Yeah, I'll swap the name Lucky. I could do Lucky. Just call me Lucky from now on. Hey, Lucky, how's it going? Billy, but you had all the other gear you chose to wear is why you're still live streaming. Yeah. Well, I would say, had I not been wearing the other gear, I'd probably still be in the hospital if I was still alive, because they would be nursing my wounds, I think. Man, comments are hard to keep up with. Kentucky, beautiful places. Metro Bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back up there and explore. And it's in the south. It's much more economical for me to ride north a few hours than my lovely places out west that I usually go. I'm gonna have to explore more. Next bike. Yeah, Billy, yes, you nailed it. What bike did you crash on? Tiger, a 1050 Tiger, 2005. I shot some video of the bike. It's incredibly in good shape. Just scuffed up on one side. Got a bent foot peg. The left side foot peg is bent completely in, so I gotta fix that. I don't think anything's broken besides the foot peg. That's it. Just scuffed up really bad. DCT. I don't know why everybody's recommending the DCT. I'm thinking everybody's recommending the DCT because they think I lost my left foot. That's the only thing that makes any sense. Saw the video where your brother had an accident a while back. Did you ride together? Yes, you saw the accident with my older brother. He doesn't ride motorcycles. For some strange reason, like a lot of people his age, he hit 50 something and said, "Oh, I want to ride a motorcycle." And I tried to talk him into the motorcycle that he needed to get, but he was more concerned about image, the way he looked and being cool. So he went and bought a Harley. Luckily, it was a cheap Harley, and it was lighter than the big ones. But yeah, he took a spill because he never learned how to ride properly. I tried to give him some training in a parking lot one time, but I think he was mildly interested, but I don't think he knew um, what was. And his spill was very mild. He grabbed a handful of brake. Well, so I think what happened is he's doing his stupid downshifting in a corner, and the bike stood up on him, slid and stood up on him, and he panicked or something. He just went straight out into a grassy field and grabbed a handful of brake and then did a face plant. So nothing's wrong with the bike. In fact, his bike is in the basement now, so I think we're going to sell it soon, hopefully. As soon as I get a leg, I'm going to go put that thing on Facebook. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's everyone knows someone that had an accident. I recently switched to a convertible. Good choice. Good choice. If you're not a psycho like me and you've got to have a motorcycle, and it's part of your living and breathing. It's kind of the way I've always been since I was like 14. I've always had a motorcycle, except for a couple of years when I was focused on silly things like making money. Yeah, if you don't have a heroin addiction like I do, motorcycles, convertibles, and that's what I tell people when they have crashes and they want to be safe and they go out and buy a trike. I say, or they start talking about trikes. I try to talk them out. I was like, man, you're gonna be just as much at risk on a trike as you are. Go get a convertible. They have seat belts. They have airbags. Unbelievable. Yeah, good move. Classic car nut. Pepper Austin channel. Saw your accident. Is lucky you seeing video, few feet, either direction. Yep. Skill played no factor. Absolutely not. I am here. What's up, Blake? One. It would do great. Ride the SM500 on it. Man, I don't know what an SM500 is. Lucky would have been someone else's fault. You got 10 million in the settlement. Yeah, somebody else said that too. I was like, yeah, that would be nice. That'd be nice. Somebody bumped me and I was in this condition. Yeah, let's take a little bit of money from you. Mm-hmm. Never had a GS, but everyone told me the wide boxer. Yeah, I don't know about that. No, I would say don't listen to people. Don't listen to people trying to sell you a GS. I love the bikes, but they're big, heavy bitches. Depends on what you want to do. I am a big advocate of people that don't have a lot of experience riding, getting a very small 500 cc's or below bike to learn on. Very light, nimble, easy to pick up, and won't kill you if they fall on top of you. The bike I was riding is too big. I've been wanting to get another one since riding a Tap. Do they make a left foot brake for bikes that are automatic? Good question. Just glad you're working forward, sir. Hope it continues. Thank you. SM500 Smoky. Oh, shit. SM500. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was cool. Let's, did anybody have anything else to say about lucky or unlucky? Because I would like to change topics now. Unless y'all want to talk about that more. Here is the next topic. I'm going to see if I can get some resize this thing. Or let's try this. So answer that question. Did anybody else? I've had a few comments. A few people saw it. I did not see it because I was looking at everything else going, ooh, ooh. But several people caught the reflection in the toolbox. So the front mounted camera going down the road, sleeping bag hits under the wheel, bike goes towards the cheese grater, that retainer barrier in the median, and then it goes back towards the truck, and as it sweeps across the truck, you'll see shiny parts of the truck. One of them is the place under the cab. The next one is called a toolbox. Somebody called it a toolbox. I'm gonna take the word for it, but I don't know what's in there. Probably straps and stuff. But as you can see, there's like 3 or 4 frames where you can see the reflection of my bike pointed towards that toolbox, and you can see my left leg going down towards the ground, and it connects with the ground, and then the next frame it looks like the back of the bike lifts up, so it looks like this, and then of course the bike goes down. But I thought that was fascinating. I wanted to see if anybody else noticed that, besides I think it was like 2 or 3 people that said reflection in the toolbox. I'm like, huh, what? Anyway, it's fascinating because I missed it. But I may put out another video doing the frame by frame, but it's the way the video came out. It was 2 or 3 frames and then the next frame. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can put that together. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think it's really interesting because I really want somebody to tell me how my right foot got under the left side of the bike. I had somebody say my foot got caught under the rear tire, which would make sense if the tire was spinning. But it doesn't make any sense if the tire is not spinning. If it's just sitting there, well, I guess it could still roll up on it. I don't know. But I will, for people that, I don't know if I've emphasized this or not, but let me see if I can find my boot. And it's nasty because it's been sitting outside, but might not be able to see that. But there is a slice on the rear of the boot. And that's what I'm thinking. Grabbed my boot and probably the skin on the bottom of my foot and went, thank you very much, and degloved my foot, which probably resulted in some tissue loss, and then maybe the next thing was bouncing down the road with nothing on my foot, even skin. So I'm real curious if anybody's got any interesting ideas about how my right foot got up under my bike on the left side, because the right side did not go down. The left side went down. So if you remember, pointing left and pointing right, and then the bike goes down, or up and then down. So if anybody's got any ideas, interesting and new ideas, I would love to hear those. Matt's here. What's up, Matt? Call it shithouse luck here. Absolutely. I think I must have missed a couple of comments. Me and the wife are get up since your accident. Cheers. Austin Mill. Birmingham. I lived in Birmingham, Alabama, USA for a while. I guess they named our city after your city, because I think y'all were pretty industrial back then too. I think Birmingham was founded in 1872, so probably 100 or 2 years after your city over there. Glad to have you, man. Smaller bikes first and graduate to larger, more powerful bikes after at least 1 to 2 years. I think they do that in the UK. Answer that question, Austin. I think you guys have a system of, you get your motorcycle license and they let you, it's either the UK or some other European country that you get to ride a 50, 250, 500. You graduate, so it's a graduated license instead of. I rode dirt bikes when I was 8, and now I'm 55, and I want to get a big 800-pound Harley. I think it's ridiculous. A lot of people get hurt and killed because they don't know how to, or they crash their bike enough to ruin their bike, maybe hurt themselves, maybe not, but it's like, ah, okay, I'm done. So I think there's much smarter ways to do it. Does anyone know if Matt is here? I think Matt is here. I think he probably did what a lot of people did, is he entered something and didn't see it pop up, so he entered it again and was like, what the hell's going on? My chat's broken. He's probably on a phone. Spaztech always catches reflections, and yeah, he's pretty sharp, man. Foot got caught in the material webbing of the sleeping bag. No, I don't think it. I think the bike, whatever happened to it, happened as a result from me getting under the bike. Steel. That's what I think. Steel or aluminum or something. Please like, share, sub. Thanks, man. Yeah, y'all hit the like and subscribe button, but most importantly, share, because I think that makes the biggest difference. It certainly did with the Crash series. I had a lot of shares on the Crash series. Probably because it freaked a lot of people out, and a lot of people were like pro gear, and nobody listens to them because they're dressed for the slide, not the ride, and all the common quips that really turn people off. And they were like, "Hey, check this out," which I think showing instead of preaching usually works better for people, changing people's behavior. You were drinking a beer live streaming, so I guess lucky. Yeah, I guess it's really the way you think of luck. But yeah, I've always thought differently. It's like, yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky. You lost all your family except one kid. You're so lucky. I think that's really what made me start thinking about it, because people, interchange with blessed. You're so blessed that you only lost 5 out of the 6 family members in that car crash. Yeah, you're so lucky to have one of your children living. 65, no longer ride. Can't say I miss it. My favorite was KLR. Yeah. Hey man, if it's not your thing, I understand. And I can also understand if you get on your bike and you're so uncomfortable riding your bike that it doesn't bring you pleasure. I get that too, and that may be where you're at. Japan is like that on the size of bike. It may be Japan I'm thinking about. I think it's a European country too, though. Could your feet have gone into the back wheel? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I went left, which would probably throw my foot out if anything. But I don't remember it being that violent. I know it was violent, but I thought I did a tank slapper for a few more minutes. I thought it seemed like my memory of it seemed like it was tank slapper, tank slapper, tank slapper, and then I went down. That's what I remember, but obviously that's not the case. Could be that rear wheel fell over your foot. I think it was something on the frame of the motorcycle. Either the side cases, and the left side has got all kinds of nasty stuff over there. It's got a foot peg. It's got a custom kickstand to keep it from falling over in the mud. It had a stupid little custom mount, kind of a selfie stick that's adjustable that I could lean it out. And of course the side cases. You beat me to it. Graduate up CCs. That sounds un-American and borderline communist. Well, I mean, especially people that don't like the government interfering, but you have to take a driver's test in most countries, right? To be able to drive any kind of vehicle. So cars, you're basically protecting other people on the road driving cars. Maybe not so much on a motorcycle, but I mean, it kind of goes to the same thing. it's a privilege. Prove yourself. Prove that you've got skills, and bump yourself up. I don't know. I'm kind of hung. I don't like government interfering in anything I do, but the government is there to protect us from other people in other countries. Ride something slow, fast. Yeah, absolutely what Luke is saying. I love that idea. It's the smaller CC bikes are a lot of fun until you want to get from one side of the country to the other. Then it's kind of like, man, this 200 cc's is kind of. I don't know. Just checking in. What's up, Creaky Camper? Glad to have you, man. 713 looks like your right foot is out to catch yourself. So Jack, go back and look at that. I've had a lot of people say that. 713, you have your right foot. If you think about it, it's a reflection. It's my left foot that you're looking at. And I've had people argue with me already about, no, it's my left foot that you're watching. Never felt had a choice not to ride. Don't remember learning to ride. I've just always rode. Thanks, Dad. Yeah, man. Brian, you're like me, man. It's what would you do if somebody took your motorcycle away? You can't ride anymore, man. What would you do? I'm struggling. Not so much motorcycle. I just want to be outside, and it's killing me, man. It is absolutely killing me. Time slows down in those moments. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing your journey, Matt. Matt's still here. I'm so glad you're here, Matt. I miss you, man. So how many people saw the reflection? I bet there's not 10 people in here that saw it. How many people are in here, by the way? I'm having a good time hanging out with y'all. 73 watching now. Indeed. I want to have another poll here too. Here's my next question. The next question is, and I bet I get a lot of positive responses about this. How many of you, since watching any of my videos, have given more thought or changed your behavior or anything like that? Because I think maybe that might be the wonderful thing that's happened from all this, is people are thinking about changing their behaviors as far as gear. Because if you buy the right gear and you use it properly, it can be as comfortable or more comfortable than t-shirts and shorts and whatever folks are riding around in nowadays. And I certainly don't want to make this sound like I'm preaching. That's the last thing I want to do. But I'm really curious, how many of you have rethought your gear choices? Japan has graduated license and must test upgrade next category. No, they gotta upgrade once a year. Reflection. What's up with your wrist? My wrists suck. I just ordered a knee crutch. I'll post a picture here in a second, but I am really curious about this question. You can drown bass fishing. Yeah, I guess you can, man. Remember the days when 12 would be watching? I remember the days. I remember the days when 4 would be watching, and I was happy. Man, I'm hanging out with people. They may be watching TV while they're watching me, but I don't care. It's just, yeah, it's a campfire. I always thought that was cool. I always wanted to have 12, 15 people in the room while we're live streaming, because I just always thought that was really interesting. What do you think about that? I'd have somebody talking instead of typing. Bought boot after seeing the gear vid. Been using sneakers. Hey man, that's a good choice. I hope you don't ever find out that what a good choice it is, but if you do, I think you'll flash back. Hopefully go, wow, I'm glad. Look at my boot. Imagine what would have happened if I'd have had sneakers. I had a buddy years back when we were all riding in flip-flops, and I can't remember. He was in town and his bike slid and he was wearing flip flops and he's like, man, I ground off the damn my heel of, and I haven't heard from him since. But I was like, wow, that sounds awful. You know, he's probably going 25, 30 miles an hour and put his foot down in a slide and ground off his heel. How do you recover from that? Thought about getting proper boots as I tend to use running shoes. I think everybody should start thinking about mid-calf boots, hard shell protection, ankle protection, anything that protects your foot from crushing injuries, slides, anything like that. Maybe I should do a video on boots. I think I need to talk to an expert or two before I make a video like that. Maybe I'll do an interview with somebody that's very knowledgeable about injuries and how to protect from injuries and what the things you need to look for in your boots. Things like that. I think that would be interesting. There's one of those four that was watching you back way back then. I always called you the hardest working moto. That's great, man. Lots of people sleep on your channel. It's literally my favorite moto channel. Man, that's great to hear, Matthew. That's great. So many people tell me that Forma ADV boots aren't good enough. I guess I should listen. Well, I will tell you that the most comfortable boots are probably not, but they're probably the most comfortable boots are better than sneakers or business attire. I was just watching the wreck video in super slow, and I wonder if your right foot went all the way up towards the front wheel. I don't know, man. Rock straps, indeed. When you got hurt, it was like I got hurt all over again. Yeah, it's tough for me, man. I can imagine. I mean, every crash video I watch now, people falling down on their face. It's like, ugh. Because I keep calling it PTSD because it feels like a lightning bolt and it goes down to my damn leg. A lightning bolt goes through my body somehow and down to my leg, and it's like, ugh. I can't watch this. I can't watch anybody skateboarding guys. I can't watch them anymore. People crashing on bikes, I can't watch any of it. It hurts. Definitely going to get better boots and pants. Always had great jacket, but nothing quality for lower body. Yeah. I think that's people tend to think of helmet, gloves, cool looking boots. That's typically what you see on people that have not seen their buddies crash, have not seen the devastation. And one of the most consistent comments I get is nobody does videos like this. And I agree. I've never seen anybody go, this is what happened to me. I remember, golly, 15, 20 years ago, I can't remember if it was a video, it may have been, but it was pictures of this cute little girl. I think she was early 20s, older teen maybe, but I think the story was she was on the back of her boyfriend's bicycle wearing shorts and t-shirt, and she was eaten up, man. She looked like a burn patient. You know, pink, like the scabs were all gone, but she's basically standing in an outfit probably similar to what she was wearing, and she was sharing her story and going, I still ride a motorcycle now, but look at me now. She's wearing leathers, and yeah, she's completely, I would like to look her up and go, hey, look, give this some thought, because, and she was probably, I think she was going pretty fast. I think she was on a sport bike, or the boyfriend was riding. She was on the back. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the few stories that I can remember. Here's why I wear gear. Anyway, I think there probably needs to be a lot more conversation about stuff like this. I mean, I would much rather be talking about something else. I'd much rather be talking about my stealth camping this week and my plans to go out west. Got hurt. Man, I'll keep losing my place here. Definitely going to get better boots. Always had good jacket. Yeah. New Alpine, I had to adjust the gear shifter. Yeah, uh, I'm pretty sure that's why I did not wear my boots this trip. Is um, I was afraid I was going to have to do some modifications to the bike, and I probably would have. I have for my Ontario low and really considering going to high for the extra protection. Yeah, I would say definitely put comfort and ease of use lower on the list if you can. Comment was too long. I'll try again later if I didn't get through. Yeah, they may have. I'm not really sure what the length of typing is. I think they probably just don't want people to spam. Yeah, if you put like 600 words in there, it bumps everybody out. Great to see you looking so well. Thanks, Mr. Cook. Thanks for thinking about me, man. I have riding pants, but mostly wear jeans with all the rest of the gear. I'm going to start. Hey, man, I think it's a pretty good investment. And I think if you get the right gear, it's also can be comfortable. That's the one thing I wanted to talk about the tat last year because a lot of people, I'm bitching about how hot it was, and they're like, you're riding it with that stupid jacket on," and I'm like, that stupid jacket is full of openings in it, so the air was going right through me, so it's kind of like having an umbrella over me until I came to a stop, and then it's pretty miserable, but because it's hot jacket sitting on my skin. But I think if people have never ridden with mesh gear because nobody has access to it, that they may not be riding with buddies that are riding with mesh gear. What I would say nowadays is the people that complain, I say, man, come try my gear out. Come ride with my gear just down the road. Ride with your t-shirt and feel that sun just crisping your skin, and put the jacket on, and as long as you're not stopped, it's about the same and probably less because you're getting less exposure from the sun. But it's kind of like standing in the shade, really, for me. And like I said, it's good gear will allow you to have that good ventilation. And even the jacket that I was riding in, that's a winter jacket that I was riding in, but it's got good ventilation. It's got zippers. It's got zippers all over. So basically, it's same thing. It's an umbrella. It's got good airflow. The thing is shredded now, but it was very well built, and it was an old jacket. It was like 10, 12 years old. It's not even waterproof anymore. It's so old, and that's the reason I brought it, because I didn't know the weather. I knew I was going to run into some rain. I wanted something to keep the rain off of me, so I didn't freeze to death and I didn't get wet. And I think I did I can't remember where the water was coming through. Anyway, it's an old jacket. I need a new jacket. I need a good new winter jacket. And I've got some other winter gear, just, didn't wear it this trip. I drove for years with just one slide out coming out of a parking oily road. Convert now for me. My lifestyle change, your access support. Yeah, good, man. Started R&D on a protective motorcycle, Croc. C-R-O-C? Yeah. Y'all look for my Adventure Croc video. I'm riding around on top of a mountain in Colorado with shorts, no helmet, t-shirt, shorts, no helmet, and my Adventure Crocs. It was a satirical thing. But yeah, you probably won't see me riding very far in shorts and t-shirt and any of that anymore. It's going to be hard though around camp. It's going to be so hard. I'm just going down the road here to get something out of the creek. I'm not gearing up for that. I'm going to ride 25, 30 miles an hour probably, wear my helmet, but yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard explaining that in the future. So anybody else have more thoughts about upgrading their gear? Just a few days I saw a couple riding went to him. Passenger looked very pretty with semi-transparent yoga pants. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't really give it any thought just because they've never crashed. They don't know anybody that's crashed. They've never seen any skinless friends. Just tuned in but have been watching every post. Pneumatic Man. That's a pretty cool username. Welcome, dude. You think taller for shorter boots? Oh, absolutely. Totally. If I would have had my mid-calf motocross boots on, we wouldn't be talking right now. We'd be talking about my plans for my next adventure. I seriously think that. I seriously think had I had good boots on, I would have been able to get up, gather all the shit that came off my bike, and put my bike back on the road. I seriously believe that. Because where were my other injuries? I had a pretty good scrape here. You can see a scar right there. And yes, I have my chin bar up. Oh. That's my little niece outside. She is gonna get her attention, buddy. Yeah, I haven't said that yet, but I really think that that's a really good possibility. Um, I'm thinking of the higher speed crashes that I've had in the past, that I walked away with because of my gear. I was wearing the right gear, you know. Flipping and flopping and ragdolling down the road, down the trail is not fun. It hurts, but as long as you're not cut up and bleeding, and gear will protect you. And I'm a testament to that in past crashes. The last really bad crash I had, I was wearing motocross boots and I did a tank slapper. I'm real bad with tank slappers for some reason. Hit a patch of mud, tank slapper, 60, 70 miles an hour, and I started sliding sideways, stuck my leg out. The boots weren't quite good enough to protect my tib fib, snapped. Anyway, that was my last really bad crash. And yeah, everything else, had I not stuck my leg out and just, taken the fall in the mud, I probably would have got up, dusted all the mud off of me, and got back on the bike. So shorter, always more boot. Always more boot makes a big difference. Do you have to cough up the dough for good riding gear? Any budget affordable gear brands out there you recommend? There are. I'm probably not in a really good position to go through that. Maybe that's a future video, is let's talk about the good gear that's out there. What does Don ride? Don rides several bikes. I've got several old bikes in my stable, and I'm probably going to be upgrading to a new one very soon as I get my new leg. Go back and watch my videos. Most of the bikes that you see me riding on, I still have. They're old, cheap, dependable, awesome bikes. They're just too heavy. Are you sure your foot didn't go under the truck? No. No, but I don't think I got that close. I think I was probably 4 feet away from it. So if you go back and look at the bike, or the video, especially the rear video, is if you watch the track of my locked up tire, the tire goes to the yellow line. What do they call that? They don't call that the fog line. They call it, I don't know, median. The yellow line. It crosses the yellow line. But, if you think about it, I start going left and then I go right. So I don't think the bike ever got that close to the truck. I know my body did, and that's a really good question. But there's loss of video. So when the bike went down, front and rear cameras went blue. So we don't really know. But I would say if I didn't lose the rear camera, you would probably see my body flopping a little bit sooner. I don't know. It could have. I don't know. But it goes back to that question. Did the truck do that? Something grabbed my boot and my bottom of my foot and peeled it off. So this came off, and then my bottom of my foot. Did the truck do that? I don't think so. I think it was on something on my bike. But I'm willing to entertain all ideas. Nice pair of taller boots. Just get something with really stiff protection. The stiffer, the more sturdy your boot is, the safer your feet are. And your your ankles, your feet, all that stuff is really hard to protect. And a few broken bones in your foot will make you miserable and unable to walk for months and years. So I think people underestimate the value of boots. I certainly did. I had some stiff toes. I knew they weren't steel toes, but they were. I got them to protect my toes from stuff falling on them while working. Just I didn't think about a catastrophic wreck like I had. She convinced me to invest in a pair of tall touring. Well, good, man. Glad to hear that. Trying to keep up with the comments here. It's kind of hard. Converted mesh. Where are we? Converted mesh gear enthusiast. Good, Tyler. Just got back from a ride, man. Was a good day, about 4 hours of cruising. Cool. That was a cool camping spot you had, dude. Only problems I noticed with tall boots, they seem to hit the bottom of my knee pads. Riding pants. That happened to anybody? Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that. I mean, mine get pretty close. Is there any way you can adjust your knee pads? Because I'm not sure if you can get knee pads too far up. I'm not sure that that's possible. Because that's why my knees are skin up. I'm pretty sure I landed on my pads, but immediately my pants, I mean, you could see my pants, which are really tight on my waist, my pants just, they got pulled down off my butt. So not only did my knee pads my knees got scraped up a little bit, but I almost lost my pants. Had they not been so tight around my waist, I might have lost my pants, which is kind of scary. I just purchased the HWK riding pants. Very nice pants. I'm not familiar with those. I do need to talk to some people. I am not a gear expert. I just know what fits well and it's got good armor and makes me feel good about what I'm wearing, with the exception of my leather jacket, which just makes me feel and look cool, which is really important. Better than nothing. Cycle gear to try on boots, but inventory was weak. Local dealers also low inventory. I tell you, I don't want to push people towards the higher end bikes, but the higher end bike shops have superior gear as far as I'm concerned. The metric end of the spectrum, the Japanese shops, I feel tend to have crappier gear. That's just my opinion. But the BMW, KTM, the higher end motorcycle shops tend to carry better gear. Of course, it's going to be more expensive, but at least you can go in there and see what Cycle Gear has to offer, and then go see these guys. You might spend 2 or 3 times as much money on them, but at least you can compare. You can go, oh, okay. Maybe find somebody that's knowledgeable about the gear to talk you why you're going to spend twice as much on this gear versus that gear. The pants I was wearing was BMW pants. They were hand-me-downs, but they're good, really good mesh pants. And I don't think they had hip protection. I'm pretty sure they didn't have hip protection, which is why I got a ding on my hip. Thanks, brother. Thank you, brother. Thanks for showing up, man. My last crash helmet saved my face. Wasn't wearing gloves. Hand got caught between the tank, asphalt sliding, grinded my pinky down to the bone. I can believe it, man. For being so brave. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm probably just bored. I got to talk about it. It's therapy. A few people have mentioned that before, but this is therapeutic for me, is talking about it. It was not therapeutic for me making that crash video. It was very hard, but now that I'm through with it, I think I can watch it again. Let's see. Let's see if I can watch this again. Oh, wait. That was the video I need. Let's see how... There we go. I can watch this without cringing and going, ugh. Let's see if we can get that... see if we can get that moment of the reflection. See if I could stop it at the exact moment. It's going to be hard. This is me holding, not holding that camera. The action camera is mounted on the handlebars at this point, and I'm just kind of turning it back and forth. And here we are rolling into Kentucky, and I'm probably got, there's that cooler coming out. I probably need to go back and look at the dash cam footage and see if I can find the trash bag coming off and where. I bet it's shortly after I got on the interstate, got up to speed, and just completely forgot about my trash bag. I'm just having a great time. The weather was perfect. Overcast. It's just a wonderful day. I like overcast days. And I was just having a great time until boom. And this thing hung down there for a while. And another common comment, very common, is why didn't these other people honk and pull over? Well, there's a guy coming up on my bumper. I'm probably doing 83, 84. This guy's doing 85, 86. He may be trying to get up and go, hey man, you got your shit coming loose. I don't know. But if you look at everybody else I'm passing, I'm doing 10 miles an hour faster than everybody else. So I'm not going to get here and say what a lot of people have said is shame on them for not telling you. Okay, let's go back here. See if I can go back just a little bit. Now watch the tire mark that starts going from here and it goes all the way over there. Let's see if we can. Oh, what happened? Sorry about that. Now, just past that car. I mean, what's that guy gonna do? I mean, I guess somebody could have flashed their lights, but I wouldn't have seen it probably. The other thing is, I've got a left-hand mirror and I don't have a right-hand mirror, so I wouldn't have been able to see it in my rear view. Had I had a right-hand mirror, I would have been like, what the hell is that flopping back there? And I would have pulled over. Shit hanging off my bike is not cool. Alright, watch this. It's about to go under the bike. It's about to get sucked under the bike here. And then you see all the sleeping bag contents, all that holofill coming out of the sleeping bag. See all those big chunks coming out? And there's the skid, and it starts pushing me over there towards the median, the center. Okay, so my rear tire is over the yellow line, right? And I'm start pointing back to the semi, right? And here's the front view. Slide, 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 and then I start gumming back over. But this is, my rear tire is still behind that yellow line, right? Now, does anybody see the motorcycle? Look in that shiny little box. You can see not only my front tire, but it looks like the rear of the bike is high-siding, right? And that is my left leg. Although it looks like my right leg, it's a reflection. So that's my left leg going down on the ground. Interesting. I didn't even notice that, but it's just weird. I think 3 people left the comment. 713. 713 is where you'll find it in the video. Probably need to make another video talking about that. I don't know. I'm certain that I'm not done talking about it. So anyway, semi trucks are pretty much my worst fear riding. Yeah, I don't think you have to ride with semis. I think you can find roads that you don't have to ride. I'm not a big interstate guy, but sometimes, and I was kind of in a hurry this day, so I was just like, yeah, I gotta get to Nashville, man. Let's go. Absolutely changed my behavior. Nothing has made me change in 10 years of riding until your videos. And the reality and truth hit harder than anyone's words. No laces. Not sure what that means, dude. I hate watching motorcycle accidents, but it's kind of a learning lesson on what to do. Well, that's somebody mentioned Dan the Fireman. I've watched a few of his videos. Most of the stuff that he talks about is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of common sense for me. I'm sure that a lot of people get something out of it, and somebody said you should send the video to him and get it to analyze. And I'm like, I kind of don't really want other people talking about. That's why I put the stamps on here. All the crash stuff, you'll see my stamp on there. It's like if somebody's gonna analyze my video, I would at least like them to come back and talk to me about it. Look at the original video rather than somebody going, look, this asshole, didn't strap his shit down and he was wearing work boots and yeah. Come over to my channel and I talk about that here. I don't need anybody else telling me I'm a dumbass. Did the live stream just drop? I don't think so. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened either. I don't know, bruh. And I don't know if y'all. I hope everybody has seen the gear review that I did. What worked and what didn't. I got a lot more response from the gear review video, probably than anything else than my scarred up face sitting in the hospital. But yeah, a lot of people really got a really good reaction from the gear review video. So maybe I should go back and talk. I thought it was kind of a crappy video, but I don't think anybody's ever pulled out their scratched up stuff. I've seen helmets. I've seen people going, oh, look at what it did to my helmet. My helmet saved my ass, and I've seen some nasty looking helmets. Like, damn, it looks like you put it up next to a grinder for a few minutes. Just awful. I've had 3 commercials in the last few minutes. Oh, wow, sorry about that. Maybe that's what's going on, Luke. I see it back now. YouTube was acting like the stream quit and was trying to make me watch Matt Damon movie. I will tell you what YouTube did to me a while back, or a couple of days ago. I was trying to go through one of my playlists, and I'm watching video and I skip forward, and I'm watching another video of mine, skip forward. And then the next thing I know, I'm out of the playlist. They put me on another video, just said, nah, this is not your playlist. You want to watch something else. I'm like, shh, dickheads. Matt Damon movie. That's funny. Well, I mean, you can confuse the faces, right? I mean, Matt Damon. I'm thinking more like George Clooney. I'm kind of more of a George Clooney thing. Some pants now have 2 pockets in each leg to choose your knee armor fitment. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I'll be looking at new gear here shortly. Aerial Stitch combat boots kept my ankle from being crushed by the KLR's handle. Huh. Can't afford them anymore. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've said it a million times. Gear is expensive. You get what you pay for, but it's life and body insurance. Yeah, Richard. How about let's talk about your $600 gear, and then let's talk about my closing on $500,000 medical expenses. Anybody want to take a guess what my helicopter flight was? Anybody want to take a guess? Check this dude out. I don't know what he does to the bike. I think he's just coming over to make sure it's not gonna. I have no idea. He came over to check my bike out. I'm not sure what he did. I thought people may have been trying to alert you too. Yeah, that was a very common response. Almost angry. Sounded like people were angry, and I'm just like, man, I'm just glad they didn't run over me. I'm just really glad nobody ran over me, as far as I know. Majority of people have never been near a motorcycle, so they wouldn't have any idea. Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah. Yeah, what would I mean, people ride around on some crazy motorcycles, so they may just go, oh, look, he's got tassels on his handlebars, and he's got a swinging bag, and then, yeah, he really knows how to decorate his bike. Objects getting stuck in the rear tire, wrongly assumed it would rip through the snag. Yeah, you would think. I think it kind of ripped until the point it says, nope, I got no more. And y'all probably don't know, my motorcycle the rear tire had big, thick knobs on it. Not so much. I mean, I think those tires got 2,500, 2,800 miles. So it's like probably 80% or 20% tread left on the tire. But still, those knobs were big, thick, and they go all the way across so that's probably what happened. A regular tire may have just gone and spit out the bag out the back, but this thing just kind of went thump, 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 and it went stop. did. Oh, sorry. Keep screwing up the comments. Wonder if the rumble strip catching your back. Oh yeah, absolutely. Could have been the either rumble strips or the. Don't they have? No, those are in the center. I think they had some. I think they had some reflectors on the left side too. Toolbox I use big rigs. Stall when the rear. No, it didn't stall. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't think about. Man, it happened so quick. I have no idea. But I imagine that it stalled eventually because it would. If the rear wheel's not spinning, it's gonna go chunk, 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 chunk. Yeah, it wasn't running when I was laying on the ground. That's all I could tell you. All I remember is this, and then it was a kind of oh shit, oh what the fuck, and then next thing I know, I'm looking up at the sky with blood in my face, in my eyes. So this is not a criticism, but something for you to talk about. But one of the things I remember when I first started learning was never to use those kinds of straps. Yeah, everybody's been real critical of my straps, and I've used bungees before. I use what would you call it? Um, I augment my luggage with a couple of bungees. Usually I carry some small bungees for the extraneous things, but yeah, I would never use bungees to. I've got some heavy gear on the bike. That big duffel bag looking thing is probably 30, 40 pounds. I would never trust stretchy anything to keep those on. And also, I've been riding bikes. I probably got close to, I don't want to say a million miles. I would say closing on 700,000 miles riding, and I've been doing adventures for 15 years. So I mean, I don't want to dismiss anybody, but I've got quite a lot of experience. I know what works and what doesn't work for me. This was just poor attention to detail, and I probably didn't run the securing the straps that I've got work fantastic, especially for light loads. I mean, they're very thin straps, and this was a 4 or 5 pounds of freaking um, uh, sleeping bag. It was not something that's heavy. It's not going to bounce around a lot. It didn't, but I had something else tucked in there apparently. I just wasn't paying attention. Mostly because almost all the time when I've got garbage, I go to the first place that I can see to dispose of my garbage, pull the garbage out, and retighten the straps. And I didn't do that this time. I think I've explained that a couple times already, but the crap that I usually throw away and readjust afterwards, I did not do that. And it blew out and the straps came undone. And yeah, it's not the straps' fault, it's the operator's fault. Dan and the fireman's analyzing and just insulting and making fun of people strikes me as a narcissistic bully. I never got that. But I probably watched 2 or 3 of his videos. Like, yeah, that's good. People can learn stuff from this. But that's all he does. It's kind of annoying. I mean, he's got a huge audience. People learn stuff from him. I think there's probably a lot of stuff that the newer riders can learn from him. Here's what you don't do. One of the things started. Thanks for highlighting the importance of proper riding gear. Hope you make it back on 2S. Yeah, just a matter of time, Maxwell. 7,000, 41,000. What are those numbers? Oh, those are guesses. Yep, nobody's even close except Maxwell. It's getting pretty close. Helo ride 25. That's what you would think. My ambulance ride, which was probably 2 or 3 miles away to the hospital, wasn't very far at all. The ambulance ride was $1,400. Yo, what's up, Keith? Chad here. Helmet saved my life until it's them many scoff. I wish more people would consider it. It's not if but when. Yes, helmets. Yeah, it's probably the most critical part of any motorcycle gear. Is a good helmet. Shorts, no helmet, and flip flops. I said, dude, I've been there. I've been that guy. Hello, Don. L.R. Howard here. What's up? Howard from Okie. A wiener and a beaner. Hello from South Carolina, Todd and Tony. What's up, y'all? Glad y'all can make it. What you drinking? It's a very expensive, fine aged Natty Light. Cheers. It was this or Bud Light. I didn't have many choices at the at the Dollar General. I am not independent yet. I'm not even driving a vehicle. I was hoping to get my truck running this week, but next week. This guy is very based. What guy? Are you talking about me, Josh? What ADV tires do you use? Man, I'm all over the place. Usually it's just what is available for the size. I typically run like a 70-30, sometimes 80-20. Something that's I can get, and yarn, nobody ever believes my tire mileage, but if I get 5,000 miles out of a motorcycle tire, I'm simply freaking amazed. If it's got knobs on it and I get 3,000 miles, I'm amazed. I just don't get good mileage out of my tires. God hates Moto Giant and Michael J. Fox. Yeah, Michael J. Fox. Isn't he lucky? Glad to see you're doing well. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you, man. 10,000, 70,000. Mark, you're getting close, man. 100 in the house. What does that mean? 100? I think, from what I remember, let me get my bill. I got quite a few bills here. Trying to figure out which ones. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a lot less than I was thinking it was. Let me pull this out. It was the most uncomfortable flight I have ever had. They really jammed me in there. Anybody see that? That's my flight Air Evacs EMS. I want to tell you the story of the after the crash. I really want to tell you about that flight and the way they treated me on the ground, which extraordinary treatment. I want to talk to the deputy that asked me what I needed. What could I do for you? That guy, I want to go shake his hand and give him a hug, because he went and snatched my top box off with this laptop, all my camera gear, all the stuff that's really important to me, the stuff that's hard to replace. He went and snatched that off and brought it to the hospital. I want to talk to about the people at Mercy Hospital in Paducah. I want to talk about the flight. I want to talk about there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about that, I don't know, it might not be really exciting, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, so expect to hear more about that. Life flighted from Tulsa to Mayo Clinic. Wow, you got a sweet deal. I don't know if anybody saw that. $104,000. Yeah, heading towards California Monday, fully geared up. Be careful, Gary. Checking in, Don. What's up, Charles? Philip, too small. Can't see the number. Okay, let's try it again. I should be able to read that, right? Unless you're looking at it on a phone. That is my life flight from Paducah, Kentucky to Nashville. Oh, gonna hurt. So, if anybody's really concerned about that, I don't see that. That's a mortgage payment. That's a mortgage, not a payment. It's a mortgage. It's about close to what I paid for my first house. Whew, that was a long time ago. What I'm most concerned about, if anybody wants to help out, I'm most concerned about getting a leg. I don't have medical insurance, so a lot of this stuff is never going to get paid. But also means that no insurance company is going to go, hey man, how much is that leg? Let's get you one. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about right now. So if anybody wants to help out, I think there's a link in the in the thing here. A lot of people have been helping that with that expenses. Uh, it's the link is on in my other videos, pretty sure. So if anybody wants to help out, 10, 20 bucks, man, anything would be very helpful, because I think that leg is going to be pretty expensive. I've already talked to my prosthetic guy, and explained I don't have insurance, and he's like, we can work with you. And I was like, hey man, as long as there's hope, because sitting in this freaking wheelchair all day long and depending on this to get me from point A to point B really sucks. So I'm really excited to get my leg at some point. Several notices for ambulance. Yeah, my ambulance was cheap, 1,400 bucks. I mean, I wished it was more like an Uber, but 104,000 is yeah, absolutely, Clint. I had a pretty serious crash in '89. It's weird that after all these years, I can't remember the actual crash or the ambulance ride. I only have a brief memory of me having to vomit. So the only time, the only loss that I had memory-wise is I'm really not sure how much I lost. All I remember, the last thing I remember, is the death wobble, and then I'm looking up and people are surrounding me, and people grabbing my leg, putting tourniquets on it, because obviously I'm bleeding from my missing foot. Um, and then I pretty much remembered everything else. It's a little hazy because, I've just been smacked around and tossed under a motorcycle or semi or whatever. But I didn't really lose consciousness. I'm trying to remember the next time I remember being here and not being here was the first time I went to surgery in Nashville. I mean, I was in a lot of pain. They put me on ketamine before they put me in the helicopter, which is, I really want to talk about that because I've never done hallucinogenic stuff, but that's the first time in my life that I felt like I'm in an alternate universe. Realities were merging, and that was a trip. I do want to talk about that. Who would not love to have this guy as a friend? This guy kick ass. Thanks, Josh. Consider me your friend. Show up anytime, man. Let's have a poker run. Glad to see that funding keep going up, and it will continue. I hope so, man. I really need some help. I truly need some help with the leg, and it's going to be a never-ending journey too. The legs, I think, from what I've read, last 3 to 5 years. So every 3 to 5 years, I got to find a way to get another leg. And all the components that go with the leg, the wear items, kind of like tires, the stuff that goes on your leg before you put the sleeve that goes on your leg. There's lots of stuff, and none of it's cheap. So appreciate any help that you guys can give. And I used to feel really uncomfortable begging for stuff, but man, I don't have any choice now. It's like, I can show you my titties if you want. I can flash that. That would probably do just the opposite of what I'm looking for. Thank you for sharing your experience. I'm leading a group from Denver through Wyoming up a Beartooth Pass. Tomorrow your videos inspired us to be more vigilant about the risk involved. Yeah, good, man. That's good to hear. I love Beartooth Pass. It's cold up there, yo. Even in the summer. Cold, and not the last time, but the time before. No, wait a minute. That was 2016. I was riding my G650 over the pass. Beautiful day on one side of the pass. I get up to the top of the pass, and it goes from, I don't know, 84 degrees to 54 degrees, rain, sleet, big winds. I got around the corner, I'm riding through this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I probably don't have that much further. The wind blew me into the ditch. Luckily, I was on the right bike. Legs are cheaper in Mexico. I may have to make a trip down to Mexico. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to investigate that, Brian. I really need to. No, the truck driver did not stop. I don't think he knew I was there, man. He's probably playing on. He's probably live streaming like you do. That's funny, man. Legs are cheaper in Mexico. I'm gonna have to investigate that. We'll do a live stream from Mexico, getting my leg fitted down there. Thanks for talking, man. Get well. I'm sitting outside and we are starting to get thunderstorm. Get well. I mean, if any followers want to fundraise, we'll definitely help out. Thanks, y'all. You have a GoFundMe. Yes, let me post my GoFundMe link here if anybody wants to jump in there real quick. It'll take me a second here. I want to hear more stories about people that changed their mind or started rethinking their strategy of what they wear. I am okay with just simple thinking about it. I would like to see everybody start wearing more gear, but just thinking about it, that is the first place to start as far as I'm concerned. Where? Oh, it's at the end of the video. I forgot. I can't remember where the hell I put. That's what I'll do. I'll just go get the link directly. Sorry. Yeah, I do want to hear more of the stories of rethinking. Rethinking to me is a great start. View. Share. Copy link. Alright, let's get back in here. And now, alright, my alter ego is Odd Hawaii, and he's about to post the link. So that link will take you to Odd Hawaii. If y'all want to see any stuff about Odd Hawaii, I started this channel over there when I was in Hawaii. But yeah, if you want to follow some other stuff that I did in Hawaii. People started getting pissed off when I posted my motorcycle stuff on this channel. And I was like, well, I'll just start another channel. That way it doesn't piss anybody off. Maybe people that are looking for stuff in Hawaii to do in Hawaii. And it's a little bit more oriented about riding motorcycles in Hawaii anyway. So anyway, if you're interested in going to the islands, it's you might find something interesting over there. But that's the link. Adventure Guide channel. Oh my gosh, Jamie, what's up, man? How are you and how are you putting up with Gary so long? He's been there what, a week or two? And you haven't thrown him out yet? Ordering motocross boots this week, probably O'Neill. Good mesh jacket and pants. Good, man. That's good to hear. I was thinking about getting ventilated version of my squeaky boots. Yeah, you yeah, you need to oil those boots, man. Retire my open face helmet, full face from here on, due to your experience. That was a bloody, ugly face, was it not? You know, lucky for me, it was really. I mean, this thing is healed up now, but it still hurts. So it's basically a big, pretty deep gash right here above my head, and the rest of the stuff was just real light scratches. It just looked really ugly for 2 or 3 days. And then, you know, they wiped all the blood, and then like a week later, I'm finding, I don't know, I don't want to call them scuffs, but a lot of blood pulled up down here, and I was like, hey, can you help me wash my beard out? It's just clumped up with blood. Anyway, yeah, full face helmet. Invest your most money in the thing that will keep you out of the vegetable ward. That's what I would suggest. No guarantees anytime, as I know with heart bypass at 50, but gear was the first thing I bought 2 years ago before the bike. I think that's a good investment. Get the gear first. If you can't afford the gear, you probably shouldn't buy a bike. It sounds kind of preachy, but a lot of people get the bike and they're like, man, I spent all my money already. They want a lot of money for that bike. Like, One thing would be for people to check the certs on the gear. Man, I tell you, tell me, y'all make some recommendations about who I can talk to about all that stuff. A lot of people are talking about European spec, and we don't really have European spec over here. I don't think. I hadn't looked at gear in probably a couple years, but I don't remember seeing CE ratings and stuff like that. So I've got a lot of investigation to do before I start talking about it. I would really like to find the expert or two to talk about it, because I don't want to talk out of my ass, man. I do that already. I don't want to talk out of my ass about gear. Really don't change, but I am checking on my loaded bike more often. One more trip in Colorado, late August, hauling dual sports. Oh yeah, man. That's the way to do it. There's just so much great riding in Colorado. Selling 3 bikes and getting a used cheap. I've thought about it too, man. I don't know. I don't know how long I could do it. I could probably do without riding for a year, but I think that something would come unglued in my soul, in my brain, and probably wind up putting a pistol in my mouth. I don't want to do that. It's the thing that has kept me sane. I said that the other day somewhere. It's the thing that's kept me out of prison, kept me sane, kept me out of the psych ward for 45 years. It has really helped me. Took him to Jarbidge. He was talking about selling his bike about 6 miles from the pavement. So, selling his bike because you took him on I wouldn't call that difficult. I would say that's a pretty nice dirt road. But was he talking about selling his bike because you took him down to Jarbidge? That was a long trip. That's probably the longest he's ever been. Oh, so it was. It was probably not a bad road. There's probably not any bad sections, but he was like, man, this is a lot of dirt. That's very interesting. I hope somebody's got some video of that. Use the CE now around the world. Okay, so I'm out of the loop on the certifications. Are they using them here in the States? Because I haven't noticed, and maybe I wasn't looking. Bike is my daily commute vehicle. Helmet is my only safety gear. I want to get a jacket, but too hot. If I wear gear, I get too hot. Take risk of heat stroke. Howard, check out mesh gear. Go look at some mesh gear. There's plenty of it out there. That's probably what I need to do, because most people ride in the summer. And if you're not riding because you're uncomfortable, I understand. But the thing that people don't realize about mesh gear is it's probably going to be cooler than you riding in a t-shirt. Probably, if you get the right gear. That's my experience. Check this out. What's up, Wiener and Beaner? I'm finding gear that didn't look like a Power Ranger. Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned that in the previous video. Is looking cool is, that's probably what most people do when they get on their motorcycle. They want to look cool, and I think you should put less emphasis and thought into looking cool and just buying the right gear and as comfortable as you can get. I was wearing leather motorcycle boots when I had my accident in '87 as it received a nasty gash. Not me. I still had serious gash on my knee. Armored motorcycle trousers since. Good choice. It's pretty rough that day. They had just bladed. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you both made it through. XRL 250. What's up, man? I always have wanted to try the Motorport gear, but afraid to pull the trigger on it given the price and never seeing it. Yeah, I think that's true with everything. The best gear you're going to get is not going to be in a shop. It's going to be, you're going to have to get it online. I wished one of the best motorcycle gear stores on planet Earth, or at least in the United States, is Cycle Gear. And I hate to say that because they have got some really extraordinarily crappy gear. And they sell it. It's their freaking brand name. I can't remember what the hell it is. It's awful. It's fucking awful. They have the ability to turn that into a clothing store if they wanted to, a riding gear store. And it's sad, but it's just like any other clothing store. It's like having inventory is one of your biggest expenses. If you have something to fit a giant in your store, and I don't want to spend $800 on it. It's like, yeah, you're holding on to $800 worth of inventory, and the giant doesn't buy it, so why would you have it in the store? It's tough, man. Can you post the GoFundMe link in the description of this video? I'm not seeing it. I am gonna Do it right now. I just uh, I just posted it as I posted it as a link from Odd Hawaii, but I will also post it. Let me get in here and do this live. Sorry, y'all. So it's down in the description now. And thank you for everybody that's given me $5. Thank you. It's going to make a difference. Enough people. The last time I checked, I will tell you the craziest thing is almost half of the money that I've raised so far is from my friends, which blows my mind. I mean, I've got a lot of friends, but to think that my friends have um, financed such a huge part of this expense that's coming up, yeah, just kind of gets me all choked up. Sorry. It really does. It gets me choked up. Um, and then, the other half is from my viewers, people I know a few of you guys. I've met a few of you guys, but it's kind of crazy. Yeah, so the link is posted in the description of this video, and it'll be there. Um, and thank you for anybody that chips in. It really means a lot, and it's going to mean for me getting some freedom and walking around sooner. It may be longer than I want. It may be another month before I can even think about it. But what I wanted to do, I need to put on bandages before I put this thing on. But if y'all don't know, this is what my prosthetic guy brought me. It's called a shrinker. It's like a really tight sock that I put over my nub, and it's supposed to. Let me flash you some meat here. That's my nub. And this little angle right here is the thing that I've got to squish into the cone. And it's working, it's just working really slowly. And, oh, wow, that hurt. But yeah, I'm really anxious to get out there and walk. That's my main goal, is to be able to get up out of my chair and walk, even if it's with a cane. I just want to walk. I need some freedom. I want to go. I want to go to the bathroom and stand up like a big boy and pee. This is how I pee. This is urine in a jug. So I could pee right now while I'm talking to you. I won't, because it's disgusting. But that's how I pee. I want that to change. I want to be able to get up and stand up like a big boy and pee. Little goals. Sadichi and Built. Sadichi, Jamie, is not that bad. It's not great. It's not that bad. But the Built shit is awful. That's their brand. I can't remember what it was before they changed it to Built. But if it's got Built on it, you need to go get something else, man. I mean, their helmets may be the exception. I've looked at some of their helmets. Like, I will never get anything Built again. I can't remember what I bought. I bought a... I can't even remember. I think the first thing that I remember when they changed over, I had some rain gear. I bought some, and I can't remember the name of the rain gear, but it was really good rain gear. And it had warranty on it, and I popped the seams in the crotch. And I think I'd had them for a few months. And I think the things had like a lifetime warranty on it, which is why I bought them. I think they were like $100, just vinyl stuff. But it was good rain gear until I split the crotch, and I took it back in there. I was like, yeah, here you go. Can I get a new pair of pants? And I think I've done that a couple of times. And this time I took it in there, and it was like, yeah, here you go. And I was like, no, this is Built. That's not what I bought. I don't want that crap. And they're like, well, we changed the names on whatever company they bought. They were like, no, we're not doing that anymore. So everything that Cycle Gear builds or stamps their name on, it's not Cycle Gear, it's Built. Bilt, and it sucks balls. I've never seen anything that I wouldn't pay $10 for most of their stuff. It's just awful. Awful crap. And I'm not a snob. I'm a cheap son of a bitch. But you know, there's some things that you just don't skimp on, and that's one of the things, man. All right, let me catch up on this stuff. Got the GoFundMe link in the description. Put a link out how to send. Yeah, just go to the GoFundMe thing. If y'all can't figure it out, let me know. I'll post a video on it. It's 147 miles of Nevada dirt roads. I bitch, but was it not incredible, Gary? I was gonna say that's probably more dirt road than you've ridden since you were dirt tracking, but it's a big bike too, man. It's a big bike to be. I rode behind that son of a bitch, and he was getting it. He was freaking dirt tracking it a lot, and I was just trying to stay with him. It's like, man, son of a bitch. Yeah, that's some beautiful stuff. Steven is out there right now. I think he's riding that this week. He's riding the Jarbidge, I think. No, he's already ridden it. I think he's headed back now. Y'all know Steven, one of the YouTubers. I'm trying to remember his damn. I can't remember his YouTube handle. Anyway, he's rode that. So cool to be giving. So cool to be giving straight. What does that mean, Josh? Gary bitchin' helps me get through. He is still hardcore Gary. There's no doubt about it. If he wasn't hardcore, he would have gone, no, that's a lot of dirt. I'm not doing that. And he sucked it up and he had a great time. I wanna see the picture of him kissing the dirt or the pavement. I'm gonna make a video out of hardcore Gary. It's great that you were staying positive, brother. Man, I don't have any choice. You know, if I'm sitting there in bed crying, I'm not gonna film that. Nobody wants to see that shit. What's up, Jim Bob? You the man. You are the man. Don't mistake it for an apple juice. Yeah, no shit. It's so funny. When I first got here, everybody knew that I was pissing in a bottle. And my brother and his wife walked into the kitchen one day and they saw some vegetable oil out on the counter, and it looked it looked very similar to this, same color, right? And they both asked the same question. Don, is that your I was like, no, I got my bottles. That's too small. I can't get my pecker in there. I can't get my pecker in here, but I can get most of it, or the important tip. Just the tip. Did Brian teach you about the piss jug? Dude. Yeah, Brian and I haven't talked about piss jugs, but truckers are pretty well known for that stuff. And not just that, I've been pissing in jugs for a long time, but I want the option of pissing standing up. So, in fact, I have to piss so bad, y'all are just gonna have to endure it. I promise y'all are not gonna see anything. But I've been sitting here. How long have I been live streaming? I hope y'all can't see anything. Niagara Falls. There he was. Has anybody pissed on live stream before? I ordered a built rain suit to fit the belly, but I couldn't get my arms in it. That's funny. I mean, that's the one thing they do. They do have sizes, but that stuff is just so crappy and cheap, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not only pissing, I'm pissing while I'm looking at you. I think I left in South Carolina. Won't need it here. Yeah, it's not gonna rain up there, is it? I like my Speed and Stretch jacket. I've never heard of that, Grumpy Spider. Shoei LS2 Aero Stitch. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. I would never recommend stuff that it is the same price as a motorcycle, but yeah. I mean, Shoei's, I looked at their new helmets. I think they're like $800 to replace my helmet. It's like $800. That's a lot of money for a piece of plastic. Bond makes some nice writing. I've never heard of them either. Are you guys European? Is that where that name's coming from? Because I've never heard of that. Looking sexy as ever. Hey, thanks, masked man. Uh, I just got the insurance check for my lost gear, my accident. I had top of the line gear, probably the only thing that kept me from dying. Yeah, I wished I had some comprehensive insurance on my bike, but I just had liability, so I just got to eat it. And this jacket, I put this jacket in my store. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's my Tour Master Transition. I have had this jacket forever, like 10, 12 years. I can't remember exactly when I bought it. This jacket probably has 150, 200,000 miles on it. I've ridden a lot with it, and it's got all these vents up here. Now it's got these really, really big vents in it, so I won't be using this anymore. But I think I'm going to hold on to my gear because it's kind of fun to pull out and go, look. Okay, that stuff's gone, but that could have been my shoulder. I took a big lick on here, but the shoulder pad, this armor took most of the hit, right? So, yeah. Actually, this is my left shoulder. It was my right shoulder that took the big lick. So this shoulder should look a lot worse. There's a bigger hole in here, but it didn't go through. Smacked on my shoulder pad, I hope. Yeah, it's got a bunch of good armor in here. The material didn't hold up that great, but it's 12-year-old fabric, so and it's relatively light and was once waterproof, once really waterproof. This is the jacket that I took up to Nova Scotia, and it rained from basically Pennsylvania all the way up to Nova Scotia and all the way back to New York. I think it was when I ran out of the rain. So almost 2 weeks of riding in the rain, and that jacket held up really good. Had some water coming in here. Trying to remember. I mean, enough water hits your neck. Enough of that stuff eventually is going to start rolling down. So I mean, I guess I probably could have done something, but that's been a really good jacket, and I've got an Amazon link in my store. My store description. So I've got I've got the boots that I should have been wearing in the store. I've got that jacket, and I can't remember what else is in there. But if anybody needs some help with, hey, the tried and true. I mean, it's shredded, but that's a 12-year-old jacket, so. I have come off the bike in this, and I can't remember. I don't think it was on pavement. I think it was on something else. So I had a previous get off on this jacket, and I can't remember where the scuff was. It was like, oh yeah, well, yeah, it's still in good shape. It'll still repel water, and So I probably crashed more than that, but I remember that there was one time that it did scuff up the jacket. It's significantly enough for me to go, oh look. Anyway, it's a good jacket. I would highly recommend it. I think. Let me go look. I'm gonna pull up my my store. Yeah, so I think in all my videos I've got my store, my Amazon store link. So it's an easy way for you. If you know your jacket size, you can just go in there and go, I don't know what kind of gear. So you just go to the first link, Tour Master Transition. It's not exactly the same jacket I've got, but it's close enough. $200. $200. You can be protected not only from crashes, but from wind, rain. It's relatively warm. Typically, when it's really cold, I wear a what the hell you call those sweaters? Fleece. I wear a fleece sweater under it. Y'all probably seen me wearing that green fleece sweater. If I could find that thing, I would have that in here too. I don't know that I could find it. It's really old. I've been wearing that damn green fleece sweater for 15 years. And it's got a bunch of burn holes from the campfires because the coals come up in the air and they land on my sweater. So that's how long I've been wearing it. But I stay very warm in that jacket with the liner in it and that fleece. I've ridden in 15, 20 degree weather. So highly recommend the Tourmaster if you want to check that out. If you don't know where to start, I would say get something. Get this jacket. It's all year round. The vents, you can see the vents open up and let lots of airflow. Yeah, I would say it's not a four-season jacket, but I would say best in cooler weather, better than nothing in the summer. You can open those vents up, and yeah, this trip, I started this trip in April. I can't remember when I started, but I'm coming back, and it was pretty warm coming back. So just open the vents, and I could have made the mistake of going, man, it's too hot, I'm taking this jacket off, but it was mostly comfortable. But yeah, anyway. Looking good, sexy. What else you guys want to talk about? Let's see what topics I haven't covered so far. Did I talk about my knee crutch? I've talked about it briefly at the beginning, but that's on the way. I've got a yeah, let me see if I can find that link for the just show y'all a picture of a knee crutch so y'all know what the heck that thing is. Knee crutch. My wrists are not getting any better, so I just placed an order for this. Damn, that's a really good picture, but how the hell do I get this? No. Stand by. Stand by. Oh, let me show you this picture of the jacket first. For some reason, I was thinking that y'all could see. Y'all could see this jacket. This is the jacket that I was talking about. Let me see if I can get this thing shrunk. Automatic match. Client area. Sorry y'all, I'm struggling with this. Capture method, automatic. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Never mind. I'll be better prepared next time. Can't believe what I used to use. What I used to your helmet only when necessary. Yeah. I hope everybody's changing their behavior. No, it's not a knee scooter, Jamie. It is a crutch. So imagine the same kind of look, except it's a crutch that has a pocket for your knee. Basket to the front of her knee scooter. I thought about it, but I think that would be way too unstable for me. And besides, I want to walk. I don't want to scoot. I think that would probably be more detrimental to me, short term and long term. Kind of bike you were riding? I was riding a 1050 Tiger. That's in the basement now. That's going to be a video coming up. I think I blew a fuse when the deputy pulled the top case off of it, which is the only reason it didn't start. I didn't get lights or anything, so it's probably got a blown fuse. But it's scratched up. It's got a bunch of scratches on it and a bent foot peg. But everything looks to be in pretty good shape. CVS has wrist braces. I use them racing me. Yeah, I've got a wrist brace, but I can't. I don't feel comfortable crutching on them because it pushes my wrist off of the platform, and I'm much more worried about falling than anything else. So anyway, well, how long have we been going here? Anybody got any quick questions before we shut her down? I think it's probably time to let everybody go do something else. Quick questions. Next time you'll be ready for the tat. I think it may be a while before I do the tat again, but I would like to do the tat again. Specifically, the most spectacular parts, which is basically New Mexico and west. That's my favorite riding in the world is the Rockies. I'll tell you the next thing I really want to tackle, besides maybe some BDRs around here in the east, I really want to do the ride the divide. I want to ride the divide. I want to get at the bottom in New Mexico, and I want to ride up to Canada, into Canada, and just do it. I've been wanting to do that for a while, and it's just kind of taken hold. So, not anything super, super dangerous, but yeah, I just want to do something interesting. I want to see. I want to camp. I got to take my gear down a few notches. I think I'm going to do less cooking. I just pulled out the bag of my spices, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I've got all these spices. If I spend 5 years on the road, I'm not going to go through all these spices. It's a ridiculous amount of spices. I got to find some way of storing a small amount of spices, and I need to pare down my gear. What I need is some kind of a ultralight camping Nazi to come in and go, get rid of this shit. What are you doing with that? You don't need this. And that's what I need. I need Bruce. Bruce, you still out there, man? There you are. Southeast BDR are due to be released soon. Yeah. I need you to come slap me around, Bruce, and pare down some of my gear. I mean, some of the stuff, it's like, I'm not getting rid of this. This makes me comfortable. Like my camp chair. I mean, that's tough, man. Before I left on the tat, I was like, yeah, I'm not taking my camp chair. And Richard's like, screw that. I'm taking my chair. I was like, okay. All right. Well, Richard's taking his. We think you will gas and brake with left foot. Or get hand control for your truck. Oh, truck's nothing. Yeah, I can do all that. I've done it before. This is not my first injury. This is my first limb loss, but I've done lower leg injuries since I was probably, golly, I can't even remember, 8. Yeah, I played basketball a lot, so ankles, knees, everything's always getting injured. So, yeah, I'm very familiar with hopping around on crutches. So, it just hurts now with my wrist. Tiger, a Triumph. Yes, it is, Jeff. Yeah, I have one you can ride off-road with mags, or should I get spoke rims? Have one what? I want to jump the Grand Canyon on my Ultra. Yeah, I want to see that, dude. All right, folks, it has been a blast. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be more prepared next time. There is a GoFundMe link in the description below if you want to help out with my leg replacement. I want to get something shiny, so give me if you're thinking about $5, put in $10 because I can get something shiny. I mean, shiny is better, right? Thanks for watching. Thanks for any help y'all can give me to GoFundMe, and I'll see you guys shortly. Moto Giant